Hey guys, I'm here with another skylox fanfic. This is Memories by Karuma. I don't know what to say. I haven't read this one. I literally just found this like a minute ago and decided, what the hell, I'm gonna upload this. Cause, I wanted to take forever to upload on a YouTube channel. Yeah. So, anyway. It's a one chapter thing, really short, so, here we go. A young man stood in his bedroom. Just so happened that today, for the past 4 weeks, was leading up to this. It might not look like a big deal to other people. Today was the day of prom. He got dressed in an expensive suit his mother bought him. He wanted to pick his date. She looked absolutely stunning in her dress with a flowing purple nightgown. He could have been happier. The party wasn't that great, if he was being honest. The teens didn't know how to dance, were trying. His girl went to who knows where, and he was left alone with a plastic cup of punch that didn't even taste good. Most people ignored him, but there's this guy whose eyes had left him for a second. Second Adam, who was also holding a cup of the cheap, disgusting punch. It was come closer. The cup was on the table, and this was stained top. Adam just kind of stood there for a minute. Do you want it to end? Yes. It wasn't weirdly known that Tyler was bisexual, and strangely, no one had a problem. It would be like always made it out on TV. Sure, Ty smiled and took Adam's offered hand. The DJ found that exact moment to be the perfect change in party rhythm. The slow romantic song came on at the end. It was really replaced by some pop song. Die Young, thought Ty. It was actually a big fan cast, though no one knew that. They danced, Adam's face keeping somehow a faraway expression, and honestly, it was making Ty uncomfortable. What's wrong, Adam? He asked when they were close enough, practically grinding against each other. It's just, we won't be able to see each other after this, Adam said, holding on to Ty's hip. You silly, Ty. Of course we will be able to see each other again, he said, but practically waiting for the sun to catch up with him. Let's make the most of the night. A strong shockwave shook the first mate's chin. The man in question, currently fumbling with his cutlass, hastily made his way onto the stage in the main clock, and uncovered an eye and saw sight the enemy's ship. The hooks buried deep into the wood of his own ship. The blood boiled. How dare they? His fingers shook around the clasp, and he threw himself into his head, first into the most of the fights that were taking their place on the deck. With his left foot, but his bigger print he had not been able to hold. His trusty coup, his blooded and unmoving on the wood that was once delicately polished, his captain cut and threw himself in the first into one of the most fights. They were taking their place on the deck. He was left vicious, but at a bigger price. He had been able to hold on to it, but oh, he was seconds away from the same fate. They were not for the other ship's captain, who barged on deck, bloody dagger in hand, glared at each other. The first mate's brown locks covered an eye patch on his left. The other captain was dressed in a fancy vest and slacks, a beautiful golden parrot sitting on his shoulder. He'd be attracted in the first mate's eye if it was only for that stark smile on his face, and the fact that his whole crew lay dead on the very deck he was kneeling on. You look nice, the captain said nonchalant, and led his crew in case the massive brown-haired ship's mate. You could be my new first mate, and I named. The tin captain laughed echoes in the otherwise silent deck. The one-eyed pirate who was a trembling mess just barely held back his sobs. The cold winter air was restless. Without fluttering once, keep blowing, trying its hardest to move within its reach. The young brown-haired man stood in the silent wind, dead at night. Dead was a great comparison to how he felt. He felt dead on the inside ever since his friend left. There had been this hole that not even grapevine could patch up together again. The man pulled his handkerchief from his pocket and wiped his tears from his bloodshot eyes, holding tender into his overcoat. His eyes at once scanned over the world and echoes into his memories, and slowly turned around and walked back home. Back in the silent, empty house that felt more like a prison. There behind him, the wind still blew. A single unwrapped yellow rose laid on top of the pile of rotten ones, covering the headstone of his friend's grave. Sky, always staying cheery in her memory. You always do this, he yelled, making his insides twitch. Why did he always have to end up shouting? I'm sorry, okay? You don't have to shout. I couldn't keep this intense out of my voice. Yes, I do. Because you're such a prick and you always are so lucky I like you. Otherwise, you'd be out of this apartment already. I stopped dead in my tracks. My phone raised midair. What? I didn't just, he gasped, his eyes wide and his mouth shut close. Did he just confess? No, 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 you can't do that. A voice tore through the air as possible. It smelled like medicine. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Locks, but your friend probably wouldn't wake up anymore. The doctor and his Air Force is clumsily looking on, nose straight through the younger male's shining green eyes. Those eyes were full of tears, making their reflection hall in unnatural neon light. But, he cut off with a sob, I'm terribly sorry. I'll give you 15 minutes to say goodbye. The doctor turned on his heel, the gray hair in his blur and Ty's eyes. A boy busted through the white door, standing and sat down on a single chair beside the bed, his hand tangled in Adam's brown fringe, his curly locks feeling soft in his fingers. You can't do this to me. Sky, you can't let them eat. You have to wake up. The pale man sobbed, tears streaming down his cheeks. He didn't even try to stop them. Please, please, Adam, wake up. For me, he pleaded, but nothing happened. He broke down, whimpering and blowing in his face into the streams, Wall Street covering his friend's body. There was a hand on his shoulder then, as the same doctor stood next to him and a board of paper saying, I'm really sorry. You can stay if you want to watch. If you want to. He nodded and knew it was not giving to leave Adam until the very end. The doctor stood in front of the medicine that kept Adam alive. Single pressing the button, the machine moderated. Adam's heartbeat started beeping, thinking that Adam's heart stopped beating. That second, Tyler's world crumbled. He jolted awake, covered in a cold sweat, his eyes darted with the white walls standing on a half-covered boy laying in bed. Thank God, he sighed and relieved Adams, grasping his hand filled with tears, squeezing it tightly, feeling the warm skin that went out of the cold. But it was the last thing he did. Adam, Adam, he whispered, please wake up. He sobbed, leaving him a crying mess. Adam, no, you have to wake up. They will. Adam, please, Sky, come on. You have your army to rule. Please wake up. They need you, and I do too. Please, I can't not live without you. Adam, I love you. Please wake up. The thought of his own quaking, barely resisting his son's tangled fingers twitched. His eyes slow open. The calm one of his friend's emerald eyes, staring with blades, tears, and soft chuckles. Adam, his voice now soft now, his hand running down Adam's cheek, making sure he wasn't dreaming again. Adam smiled gently at him, his hand raising to touch Ty. Hey, Ty. Adam's voice closed, hoarse not being used. I heard you. Everything he smiled softly winding. I feel so bad for making you sad. You idiot, Ty screamed, throwing himself down just from the doctor's room. Don't you dare feel bad. There was a certain sense of deja vu. He watched the humans smash buttons uncontrolled. He had no idea why he chose this human, but it was obvious he needed help. It felt like they had met already. Did they meet before he died? Before was groaned another chance, the ability to give others another chance, before the painful process of white feather wings sprouted from his back. Couldn't be sure. He could, however, be sure that the human wasn't anything but okay. He kept seeing his friend through his headset. This way he kept scratching his arms through the thin fabric of his long sleeve shirt and otherwise. Every time the razor touched his skin, it would just leave a scar on him. No, it was not a painful gash in his heart, but of the curly-tailed angel that had witnessed every scene of it. He tried cutting one day, counting the day when he cut, but his counting stopped after day 162 in a row. After that, he made his idea to check through the whole house, tried all razors, someday even all kitchen knives. When the teen felt especially bad, he drew his arms softly wrapped them around the light. The teen was sitting on the sofa watching TV. The ghost had touched into making the teen feel a little bit better. It reminded him of his old boyfriend, the boyfriend that died in front of his very eyes. The boyfriend that he couldn't save. Officers had a deep voice rang throughout the square, all eyes turning to as the king took a seat in his throne next to the gallows. The king's eyes, deep bronze, blazed with the face and the commended. The pale face, the green eyes, the brown locks that fell over one of it. All of it was very familiar, like he knew this man. But this man, even though simply familiar, broke the law. He sentenced itself. So the king just sat there and watched as he ultimately raised and polished. Sharpened axe swung downwards and hit the man's head off his neck. But unlike the other experience, the king instead twisted in guilt. I had his eye on him the whole night. The man was beautiful, tall, tan, and was probably looking for a good fight. When the two started talking, it was no surprise that after buying him a few drinks, the man introduced himself as Sky, took him to his apartment, closed his garden in a matter of seconds after closing the door. It might have been gentle and loving, but it felt so good. Pleasure being of anyone else he's ever had. He didn't care what was happening in his whole body, only the resistant pleasure. When it was over, he wished it could happen again. He wished he could get to know Sky and become at least friends. But he knew it was only a one-night stand. Terrence pressed against his locker, his locks were pushing painfully into his lower back. His eyes squinched, and he dared open them, that patiently waited when the bully would inflict in a few seconds. His shirt had been grabbed. His body slammed against the locker. "Hey, faggot!" had been hissed at him, and Ira Jones waiting to be beaten again. But instead, the awaited blow had been let go, and he hesitantly opened his eyes. Billy had been thrown across the hallway by a teen that Ty didn't know standing over him. Wait, no, that was the new kid that came here a few days ago. He had quite a few classes together, but the kid, Adam was his name, he never made any moves to talk to anyone. Now he had saved from another being beaten by him. He was confused before Adam offered his hand and pulled him up to his feet. Thanks, Ty murmured sheepishly. Come on, we need to get to class. Adam smiled and pulled him up, even though the stocking cloud could not get him one hand within chest. From then on, they became inseparable. The man sitting on the park bench, dressed in a white V-neck and black skinny jeans, with green headphones on his ears, gently swaying to the tune, had quite obviously he was quite oblivious to the world around him, lost in tunes and the mash-up of Kesha songs. It was another white male in the park then. He was tall, tan, pretty good-looking, kind of lost in his thoughts when he walked down the cobblestone path. His eyes were hidden behind a dark pair of sunglasses, and there was a golden pendant shining inside, flopping his gray shirt as walked. He was probably going to just walk to the benches and be on his merry way, but he would have it. He tripped on back, but caught himself, snapped back to the present, and took a moment to look round. His eyes fell upon the man sitting in bed, gently humming to a song. He felt a sudden sense of deja vu. He gasped and quickly picked himself again, very thankful that they were in the park alone. Ty, he asked gently, pulling his hand on the man's shoulder. The man opened his eyes and pulled up his headphones to look down, and the tune was clear to the man's ear. Let's make the most of the night, like we're going to die young. The chocolate-haired man gasped, jumping onto the same bench. Adam? He tried to push his bangs from his uncovered eye. No, he had not left his eye. What was he thinking? Is it really you? He asked, thoughts and memories flooding in his brain. Yes, Ty. Adam said, hugged Ty tightly, and the two of them started to walk away to the beat of Ty's headphones. I'll never let you go. I'll never let you die. Never again. So that was Memories of Skylox fanfic. And it was pretty cute. It was pretty cute. Yay, happiness, joy, killing apparently in this one. All really, really weird. Yeah. So, hope you guys enjoy. See you tomorrow.